now?
You know, I think that voters, I would agree with Matt, actually.
You're not supposed to agree.
Yeah,
We put you on the panel to disagree.
I would
Get off the set.
I would off the set to say that the economy is very important, which is why, here's where I'm going to disagree, that Donald Trump's taxes are going to be a real problem. Everyday hardworking people in America, Main Street folks, blue-collar workers, people that arguably, a lot of them supported Senator Sanders in this race, and some folks are taking a look at Donald Trump. They don't want a person that has benefited from this rigged economic system that we're talking about. And Donald Trump's taxes are an issue. And I guess the reason this race is so close, though, is because we have to remember a lot of people have just started paying attention. We're all professional politicos, as I like to say, but everyday American people, they have just now been tuning into this election. So this is going to be a very pivotal 5 weeks in this election. And things like Donald Trump's one of his worst weeks ever, I'm going to say one of, because we've had a couple, these matter and will matter to voters.
Taxes, that is the issue. One of the issues, but that is the leading edge issue right now on the campaign trail. And John points out perfectly this morning, it's rare that both campaigns are talking about the same issue at the same time, this being Donald Trump's taxes. To remind our viewers, listen.
As a businessman and real estate developer, I have legally used the tax laws to my benefit and to the benefit of my company, my investors, and my employees. I mean, honestly, I have brilliantly used those laws.
Back in the 1990s, Trump apparently lost $1 billion in a single year on bad investments and failing casinos. Now, how anybody can lose $1, let alone $1 billion, in the casino industry is kind of beyond me, right? What kind of genius loses $1 billion in a single year?
To the genius on the panel, Bakari Sellers, I say only half joking. What's your view of this? Did Team Clinton just come upon the holy grail of issues you guys were looking for? Is this everything you were hoping for in Donald Trump's taxes, the mystery surrounding it?
I think that there have been a lot of issues that Donald Trump has brought upon himself throughout this election cycle. I think Hillary Clinton framed the issue perfectly, and then the New York Times ran this article. But yes, Donald Trump did lose nearly $1 billion, which was 2% of all the net operating losses filed for every American in the United States. He was 2% of the losses that were incurred in the entire United States. And what it does is it goes to the heart of his whole campaign, that he is some brilliant businessman, and he's not. And the Charlotte Observer even stated today that Donald Trump isn't brilliant, Donald Trump isn't smart, Donald Trump is a freeloader. Who takes care of all of those resources? Who takes care of all of those services? Government provides Donald Trump and his family. It's the little people. It's the little people who he stiffed, and it's the fact that he's not paying taxes, as Simone said, which are going to drive middle-class Americans and average, everyday working Americans crazy.
Andre, obviously, we want to give you a chance to respond to this. You're actually in the real estate business. And as an aside here on politics, look, you cover campaigns. You can smell fear in a campaign when they're really scared of an issue. I'm not sure I fully smell fear on the Trump campaign on this issue, else he wouldn't be out talking about it as he was yesterday on the campaign trail.
Well, a couple things. Number one, Donald Trump pays more in taxes in 1 year than most people pay in a lifetime. Just because he didn't pay income tax,
not
does
federal
not
income
mean
tax,
he does not pay
taxes.
taxes.
But you know that's a totally different thing.
Well, it is, but when
thing.
people say he didn't pay taxes, that's not true. He pays hundreds of millions of dollars every.
Do you think that issue is a winning argument?
Absolutely. Number one, you say 22,000 plus people currently employed by Donald Trump. Over $9.5 billion in annual revenue. So there's a lot of people that may say, you say he's not paying income taxes, but I have a job because of him. And so everybody has down years. So for Hillary Clinton to talk about, hey, what kind of businessman is he? She wrote off $700,000, and all she does is give political speeches. So no, she doesn't know what it's like to have things that you can appreciate. Real estate, it takes 40. You get a 40-year depreciation for real estate. To say he wrote off 18 years is incorrect. That's what, by law, he has. That's how long he has to use that write-off. That's not what he did to write off. This is totally a misnomer, and it's the media not clearly stating what's happening.
But here's the thing: we would love to know exactly what was written.
We don't have Donald Trump's taxes.
You don't know either.
Well, what we do know.
And why would anybody? This is why business people don't offer themselves for public service. The very people that are criticizing this are the very people that served in public office that could have changed this policy.
Like Hillary Clinton, who went from dead broke and in a little over a decade is worth hundreds of millions of dollars while in government service. It's amazing. That's the story here, which is what was she selling? Why was she able to make so much money? Where are her transcripts? Why can't we see the transcripts?
That's actually not the story. The story here is Donald Trump. The story here is the Republican nominee for president has gamed the tax system, gloated about it in the first presidential debate, and is now out here actively trying to spin it into something that's good for the American people.
But even more importantly, I mean, I love hearing Matt and Andre kind of spin themselves into pretzels about this, because the fact is, if Donald Trump was making all of this money, why is he stiffing the contractors who work every single day?
He's not.
We're talking about, we have story after story
Bring
after
them on.
story.
Where are they?
Lawsuit. You want to know the 3,000 lawsuits that he's facing?
What names?
Story after story.
CNN has done stories.
CNN actually has story after story after story.
And CNN has done stories with these people.
But not only that, we can actually go back and look at the charitable giving. We're talking about the fact that the Clintons, I know for a fact, because
donated to their own foundation.
Andre, what we're going to do is this.
When I do this means stop talking.
Andre Bauer, the Clintons donated to their own foundation. Donald Trump hasn't donated to his since 2007.
But John, that's actually not true. The Clintons have two foundations. They actually have a warehouse, which is the Clinton Family Foundation, and then they have the Bill and Hillary Clinton Foundation, which we refer to as the Clinton Foundation. And yes, they do donate money, a lot of money, $20 million to the Clinton Family Foundation, which is how they then dole out grants to other programs. So yes, it's a misnomer, and that's just the fact, because we know this? Because we've seen their taxes.
And that's how his daughter gets a $900,000 part-time job.
That's right. Whoa.
Out of the Clinton Foundation. Out of the Clinton Foundation.
Nobody gets paid from the Clinton Foundation.
Yes, and travel as well. Well, only 10% goes to actual donations.
I think what's interesting here is that we can have a real robust conversation about the Clinton Foundation, because we have a clear example of what the finances look like, because we have seen the taxes. We cannot have a robust conversation, a true robust conversation about Donald Trump and his taxes and his foundation, because we ain't seen the receipts, as the streets would like to say.
All right, so as we have this conversation, that does beg the question, what are they going to talk about on that debate stage?
This is going to be